And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live at the poolside of the Intercontinental. I tell you, folks, what a guest. And indeed, what a show we're having today. Inspiration Thursday. Ordinary Kenyans doing extraordinary things thanks to the Transform Kenya Awards last weekend at the Windsor Golf Hotel and Country Club. Yes, on KTN. And I got to meet this woman who came up to me. She said she's from Samburu and she's the first woman to be educated from Samburu land. And I liked her right away. Invited her on the show, and I tell you, what a woman. Sophia Lepuchirit. Yes. You have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, it's good. It's good though.
Yeah.
Are people like that in Samburu?
Yeah, maybe some have humor, some do not. Yeah, I took after my father. My father is like that.
He is, huh?
He likes, yeah, he has a very good sense of humor.
We'll talk about Umoja before the break.
Yeah.
What has Umoja done? What are the initiatives?
Umoja is a massive organization headed some years ago. I think it started in 1990. It is a cultural village where we have all the women who are the women who have been marginalized and you know who have suffered some kind of abuse. Then it is we have a nursery school there. Then we have a primary school. The primary school was just built recently, and then we have a campsite where our tourists visit.
Would you get funding for all this, Sophia?
Just friends. We just Rebecca has traveled widely. If you Google her, you'll see she's traveled widely all over the world. I've also gone. There was a time I went to receive an award on her behalf in the Middle East on behalf of Umoja for the Great Women's Award.
And you said she had met people like Clinton.
Yeah. She's met Clinton. She's met all the people all over the world. If you Google her, you'll see she's traveled all over. So she has friends. She has a lot of friends. Even like she has there's a fellow who sponsors, I think 45 or 60
of the children.
It's on the school kids. They don't pay a single school fees. They don't pay school fees. They're just sponsored. You know, Jeff, in Samburu County, they cannot sell an animal to pay school fees. It's a waste of time. So the kids, if they are not sponsored, they don't go to school. That's why we have even school feeding program, because the kids must be given food in order for them to go to school. So Rebecca has got American friends, her German friends, and then they just come and sponsor the kids, then the family, then
after school, have these kids gone on to universities and college? Have they gone on?
Yes. We have some who have gone to university. We have some girls. Even there is a girl who has done law. Yeah, we have two who finished last year, sponsored completely up to university by these friends. They just come. They stay there.
So at the end of the day, Sophia, you are changing lives.
We've changed a lot of lives.
You can see the difference. Can you see?
Yes, we've changed a lot of lives through education, through advocacy, through workshops, through intercommunity visits. Yeah. We've changed a lot of lives, and people have started seeing the value of education. And I like the youth, people of your age and younger ones. They have started noticing the value of education. Even you can find young men now taking their wives to university. Yeah, they just have sponsored their wives to university.
So they appreciate the value of education.
They have started appreciating the value of education.
But there are still those traditionalists, right?
Yeah.
Bado wako?
Who are going sana? Oh, wale traditionalists. No, they come, they remove their daughter from school, they just marry them off to a stranger. Even so many of them run away because they just meet you, Jeff, you give them a few cows, then the girl comes for holiday, she's supposed to be married. They are still hardcore traditionalists, and I hope the county government is going to really do something about it.
Yeah.
But there are still people who cannot take their children to school because they don't want to pay school fees, and some of them cannot even afford. You know, Jeff, livestock is not sustainable. Livestock, rearing of livestock is not sustainable. That's why our people are usually economically down.
These boys that you all educate, do they realize the stupidity of being cattle rustlers? Do they realize, or is it difficult?
Rebecca was just talking to one last week. There was a riot in a school, and then he came home. She told him, do you know the value of cattle rustling? How many of your age mates have died? You know, it's a do or die game because they go and steal. And those guys, they steal from, also have guns. So we tell them, what? At the end of the day, what do you have? You have nothing. You bring their cows. After, when the drought comes, like now, there's a lot of drought, they die. It's a vicious circle. Then the next day, you go and steal some cows from Meru. You bring them, they die. So at the end of the day, you are just as broke as zero. You have nothing. They start to drink shanga and die.
Even there?
Yeah.
Wanakuja sana?
Kuna mashanga huko kwetu pia. It's a very dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People from Maralao.
Yes.
Especially Nairobi people, when they think of Maralao, they think, it's another country.
Yes.
It's so far away.
Yes.
What do people from Maralao think of the big city?
No, it's not Maralao in particular. They just the whole of Samburu County. Like somebody told me the other time, you come from Samburu. Baragoi is in your place. I said yes, and then he told me, and you are still in this country. You are the people don't know you are a bandit. I said no, I'm not the one who killed people in Baragoi. I'm not the one. Yes. But the whole county. They think. They say, like when you go past Rumuruti, they say you are now coming to. When you pass Rumuruti this way, they say we are now going to Kenya. They still, for a long time they were saying, we were marginalized so much, Jeff.
Yes.
Like even when you go to school, people don't get jobs.
No.
So they go back from universities, they go back from colleges, they just stay at home.
And they're very frustrated.
Very frustrated. And then again, they say, what you've gone to school now. School, what has it given people? So that again, marginalization at the national level, where our people are not given jobs so that others can copy.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad.
So now with devolution, with money trickling down into the...
Many youth who are jobless have been employed by the county, and now you can see the county has all these ministers and permanent and secretaries and I don't know what and PSS.
Yes.
And those are youth who are in the county with education, with degrees, with diplomas, but they do not have jobs, and they could not get jobs in Nairobi. Although we have quite a big number of people working in the city in big positions, but at the county the devolution. Jeff, I was a delegate at Bomas of Kenya, delegate number 327. We fought so much for devolution.
In the Constitution?
In the Constitution.
Yes.
Because for 50 years, everything was in Nairobi. Now you go, I've seen you going to Nakuru, going all over Kenya.
Yes.
Now you can see. People who would never have dreamt of owning a car or a bicycle, they are now driving Prados. So where was this money going?
All this time?
All this time. Yes. Where was this money?
Yeah.
Suddenly they have money now, they are starting to build their houses, they are starting to educate their children, they are driving vehicles they never dreamt of that they could ever drive.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, where was the money? This Nairobi could never be satisfied. They were eating all the money all the years.
Imagine.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
I think devolution is very good because now it has given hope even to the marginalized communities. Those of their own who could not be employed, now they are employed at the county level. Those of their own who are just roaming the streets and begging, now there is money, there is food. I just hope that at the end of it all, they will have done something to uplift the lives of the people. And now the roads are being done. Yeah, the roads are being done.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
If you've gone past Achas, through Isiolo, Marsabit, so that Chinese road.
Yes. Inakuja vizuri?
Inakuja vizuri sana. It's very good. Yeah.
And it's changing lives.
It's changing lives completely. It's changing lives. Because now people can even sell, they can bring their livestock and sell and then get food and take it back.
Yes.
So the road is very, very important to it opens up. And then also security-wise. It can change the lives of the people and then it can bring security. Because earlier on, if the cows just go down Sukuta Valley, nobody passes there. So I'm so happy.
Because of bandits.
Oh, nobody can dare. Even the GSO, even the greatest of the army of this country, they can't go down to Sukuta Valley.
Because
the terrain is so rough, it's hostile, it's too hot, it's too, the sun is unbelievably hot, and the bandits live there and they stay there with the animals. So when I had a Lapset, I said, God, Lapset is going to pass through there. Even banditry and cattle rustling and insecurity can stop. Because now it will open up the place for the people. Yeah.
So when you look at this country 5, 10, 20 years from now, it's going to be a different place.
It's going to be different because everybody in this country will have an opportunity to have a job, which was not even forthcoming in the first place. And then insecurity will have been minimized. And then, tourists will come. Do you know, Jeff, in Samburu, that's where we have all the big hotels?
Yeah.
Lassens, Intrepid, Sopa Lodge, Buffalo Springs, all those.
Zote
ziko hapo. Asarova Chaba. We have also so many tourists there. And the British Army are there. So when there is insecurity, they don't come.
Yeah.
But when there is security, tourism come. Because they give us a lot of money.
Correct.
That's why we are also protecting our wildlife so much. We are protecting our wildlife.
Do you have a lot of poaching in Samburu?
Yeah, it has started. Elephants are being poached. I like it so much. I don't know, you notice so you
have some leopards there?
I have some leopards, yeah.
Yes.
I like the wildlife so much because we've lived with them, and I'm an activist on also conservation. I tell them, don't kill the animals. And every time I see in the newspaper, I feel so bitter. Even I was telling Rebecca the other day, surely, why are they killing the elephants? Anyway, you cannot farm, like in those areas where the lodges are. It's so arid, completely arid.
Yes.
Nothing can grow.
Yeah.
So the only thing we depend on is livestock and wildlife.
And they're killing it.
And they are killing the elephants.
So they're killing their livelihood.
So why are they killing their livelihood? Yeah. Even the other day we just said we need to sensitize the conservancies to take care of the wild animals, because where will we get the money if the tourists go? All the hotels will be empty and will be very poor. Even the money given to the county will not sustain all of us.
Do you think they think, Sophia,
Surely.
do you think these people realize what they are doing?
Surely they must be told, you know? It is very sad. I feel very sad when I hear poaching. You know, they have killed some elephants in our place.
Yes.
Very, very sad. It's very sad because they don't know. They're actually depleting this country of a very big, huge income.
Yeah.
Tourism sector will collapse. And where will we get all those millions? All the lodges we have there. There are no Wazungus. There's nobody.
Empty.
Empty. They don't come. Yeah. So I was saying the other day, it's good if Mombasa is even not very good, so that they come this side.
This side.
Yeah. Wacha Mombasa wasozane kidogo, wasungu wakuje kwetu kidogo. I don't wish them bad.
Sure.
I wish them luck. I know it's very bad if there's Ozana.
Yes.
But it's also, the tourists should also come to our side. We are always stressing security is paramount. And we are telling our youth, you know, Jeff, in our community, people have guns, you know.
Like Qaeda?
Yeah, you know, even their home guards, you know, given by the conservancies and the government. Because the county, you know, Samburu is 20,800 square kilometers.
Wow.
It's
like a small country.
Yeah, it's a very big thing. There's no way the Askaris can cover all the area. So I think the government saw it wise to arm the people, some people, and then give them guns to protect the community. But the same people with guns do not have a salary. So how can you have an AK-47 and a G3, and at the end of the day you don't have money? They go to the road and rob the people. They shoot the people and rob the people, and they go cattle rustling. So it beats logic.
Yeah.
If you have given a person a gun, give them a small allowance to sustain himself. Then count the bullets every time to see that he has them. Although the bullets are just sold 30 bob, you know.
How come you know so much about guns and AK-47?
But I know. I was an administrator. I was an assistant secretary, and I went to paramilitary training. Yeah, I went to the training.
So if we had an AK here, yeah, you can dismantle it and put it together.
Of course, and in Samburu, I was a home guard. Of course, I know how to shoot, I know how to do everything. Naisa dismantle yote na kuhesabia wewe na kurudisha back.
Sophia, I want to take another break. Come back. We'll talk about the future of Samburu County. Because listen, let's face it.
Yes.
When you were growing up, you'd go away to school.
Yes.
You'd come back to this Chava village or whatever it was.
Yes.
And not find it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. They used to migrate. I would come home, and then my family, my father and my stepmothers would have moved.
The Manyata, the whole Manyata.
Yeah, the whole Manyata would move. But then they don't even know when the school closes. They have no idea of the timetable. And you know, when I was in Butere Girls, for those years, there was no. During the parents' day, other parents would bring me food.
Yes.
These Samburus, they don't know anything about even visiting. There's no visiting. They don't come, nothing. During midterm, I don't go. Where do I go? You go to Amanyata, which has moved several kilometers into the forest. So I just used to stay in school. I used to stay in school. I never had a parent visiting me. I never had parents' day. I never had any.
And you were still number one?
Of course, yeah.
Number one?
I passed. Then I went to University of Nairobi.
One cow?
Yeah.
One cow?
Yeah, one cow. You know you're useless. You are supposed to be number 40. So that you bring 40 cows. How can you be number one? Yeah.
I love this woman, Sophia Lepuchirit, with a moja out there in Samburu land. It's in Maralal, actually. And they are literally changing life. You say Archer's Post?
Archer's Post.
Why do they still call it Archer's Post? Sio ni jina ya mzungu?
Ilikuwa ya mzungu.
Hamuna jina ya Samburu?
Archer's Post.
Oh, that's another story.
Ilikuwa inaitwa nyama yangu. Ilikuwa inaitwa nyama yangu. There were some cows which were being slaughtered there.
JKL. Wow. What a Thursday. Inspiration Thursday, that is. We're going to take a break. Come back with plenty more.